I think someone is trying to kill me. I know that sounds crazy. You probably don't believe me. But the evidence is piling up into a huge mountain that, if anyone were to nudge it slightly, could squash me under its weight. It happened 7 months ago with the Volkswagen. Every Saturday morning, I start my Dolphin Blue Beetle up. Make sure you let it idle for 5 minutes before you leave. My dad, every week without fail. And I drive off to work. When I park, my leaking exhaust pipe pops loudly, letting everyone know that I've arrived. "That little buggy yours, love?" a grey man in high vis asks as I feed his lotto ticket into the machine. I smile at him. "Sure is. No wins this week, sorry." "Now that's not fair. You're so young, you don't deserve that car." I smile and laugh, and when he leaves I roll my eyes. He's not the first to make this claim. Dad comes into work, mullet settling around his shoulders in the still air of the shop. "Where's your keys, Bec? Petrol's cheap, I'll fill your car up." I can't get my keys quick enough. Within minutes, Dad is back. I'm serving someone, so he waits, leaning on the other end of the counter, keys tangled in his fingers. When the store's empty again, I turn to him. "How long's your car been like that?" he says. I look at him. "Like what?" "There's no freaking brakes, darling." "Dad, it's 40 years old. It doesn't work like a new car." My foot was flat to the floor and it wasn't slowing. That's bloody dangerous. "Well, I haven't noticed anything. I'm not an idiot, Dad. I know how to drive my own car." "Nah, I'm driving it home, not having you in it. I'll get your mother to bring your other car up instead." He turns and walks out, my key still in his hand, the Tour Eiffel keyring dangling between his fingers. When I get home, he makes me sit in the driver's seat and try the brakes. My foot hits the floor with no give. This is not normal. Dad pops the hood. "Oi!" he shouts over the lip of the bonnet. "There's no bloody brake fluid." And there isn't. We fill the little bottle up with some more and watch it drain, like a plug has been pulled. We find a puddle under the car. "So what's wrong?" Mum asks when we come in from dinner. "My brake line was cut. Someone wants me dead." The laugh is fake, and the words I try to pass off is this too. "What? Who?" "She's having a go, Deb. Brake line's just leaking." I eat my dinner in silence. The next time is when I'm driving home from my friend's house. I've just woken up from a nap through tropic thunder and realise the clouds in the sky are not any friendly shade of purple. I wave as I drive off, hitting the centre of the steering wheel, even though I know the horn is not connected. I get maybe 1 kilometre down the road before I hear a bang like a gun has gone off behind me. Shit. I indicate and steer to the side of the road. Knowing whatever the noise was, it wasn't good. I look in the rear view to make sure no one is on my ass, and it takes me a second to realise there are flames dancing just under my back window, right where the motor is. I hadn't noticed till now, but the engine has cut out. I pull the handbrake on and get out as quick as possible, leaving my copy of Order of the Phoenix on the passenger seat. A man in a Land Cruiser drives past, his head rotating to an almost impossible degree to watch. I stand looking at the flames twisting out of the vents on the back panel. "Your car's on fire." I look up. A woman is standing about 20 metres away. "Do you have a fire extinguisher?" I ask. She shakes her head. My hands don't work and I can't dial 000. It starts to rain. Finally, a man appears with an extinguisher and puts the fire out. "You okay?" he asks. "I think so, thank you." I start to blubber and he pats my shoulder, then disappears. People are on the street everywhere, watching. After a while, they decide the spectacle is over. I wait in the rain for my parents to come. "Fuel line came off and leaked on the motor," Dad says, twisting the melted tube in his fingers. He attaches it to where it's supposed to go and starts the car. He drives home and me and Mum follow closely so close we can see where the paint puckered from the heat. I think about the car full of men from earlier that day who had shouted at me when we stopped at a red light. "What are they saying?" I asked my friend. "I think they liked your car." She shrugged. "So where's little Beetle, love?" the old man asks as he hands me his ticket. "In for repairs." I smile. The lotto machine sings. "You've had a little win this week." "Well, you look after that car. It's going to be mine one day." He laughs and holds out his hand for the money. His wrists are crooked, kinked like an S-bend. I wonder what made them grow like this. When he leaves, I forget to roll my eyes.